And good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We are now live for the Night Rush stream. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in. I'm your host, Max, and we will be catching the best of Sydney's Night Rush. Let me know if the audio is all working perfectly and that the image quality is working. We're up here at the P3 car park, ready to catch the next hour of madness here at Sydney Airport. And it starts straight away with the Cathay Pacific 777-300 arriving in from Hong Kong as CX-139. So just waiting for it to come a little bit closer so we can get a bit more focus. Oh, we just unfortunately missed the Qantas A380 that is heading off to Honolulu as QF 103. Focus not enjoying itself there. We'll keep it zoomed out a little bit. It's a little bit harder for these arrivals. There's not too many of them, but because they're so far away, they're a little bit more rough to catch. But when there's the departures, it's a little bit easier. So.
Good day, everybody. Finally made it from dropping the car off there. I'm Matt, and I'm going to be joining Max here on the live show this evening. Just going to tweak some camera settings to give us the best options available. Definitely want to change some of those. Just bear with us for 1 second, guys, as we alter some of these camera settings to give us the best possible settings for the stream to be the highest quality that we can. There we go. That is the Cathay Pacific 777 flight there. Just landed in from Hong Kong. Alright guys, can you all hear me? I'm joining Max here at the P3 domestic car park for the Night Rush. Looks like we might have a heavy there on approach.
We do. We've got the Singapore Airlines 777-300 as SQ211 arriving in from Singapore. About 2 minutes out, arriving on 34 left.
Fantastic to see. There we go, we've got the camera all set up, the camera is ready. And we've got a wonderful view there of runway, what is that, 34 right.
Yeah, we do. We just pan
It's
across.
an absolutely stunning view down the runway.
60 degrees, 12 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Runway 34 left, clear to land, Singapore, fuel island.
There we go.
Awesome view there. So hopefully we can catch some stuff going down 3-5 right. Really would be great for the stream. But in the meantime, we have lots of planes around and lots of planes getting ready to take off as well.
Yeah, the takeoff night rush is really what we're here for. There's about 15 departures within the hour. So it is going to be one heck of a night's rush for sure.
And how does that sound, guys? In terms of audio. A few people saying it's just a little bit low. And hopefully the ATC comes in nice and clear. At least the picture quality is clear. That looks great. Awesome touchdown there at the Singapore 777. Good to see that the sound is good and working.
Well, 211, take it left at altitude, contact ground 1265, good day.
You and 1265 Singapore, fuel island, good day, man.
And Max, we actually do have a heavy landing on 3-4 right.
Really?
Second in line is going to be that Fiji Airways A330 200 coming in from
perfect.
Nandi. And NBA Time says, HD Melbourne Aviation does the morning rush and Aviation Videography does the night rush. Sort of has worked out that way. Done pretty well, but we're doing it together. So Max was helping me out there on the stream this morning, giving him a hand here on the stream tonight. Definitely an awesome spot. What do you think, Max? Absolutely. And EDC Metal Man and Planes is onto it, saying Fiji Airways A330 inbound, and I've hit the like button as well. Thank you so much for that. Showing some wonderful support for the live stream tonight. Hitting that like button does help Max and I out quite a bit. So we really would appreciate if you do hit that button, which will then promote the stream to other like-minded aviation enthusiasts.
City time was 280, ready.
Slowing down there on runway 34 right.
230, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
We have the Virgin Australia 737-800 from Townsville, flight VA 1522. Awesome view there. A view you don't really get there at Melbourne, do you, Max?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Down the runway there. Particularly as elevated as that, so you can see all the individual lights. And Oskar, glad that we can provide the views and you can appreciate the dedication that goes behind that. And Bax, glad to have brightened your day up a little bit. Hope the surgery all went well. I'm glad you can unwind and watch some plane spotting without having to move a foot. And Hayden with a very generous $5 tip there, Max. And Hayden says, hello again, I'm trying to survive without aircon. Parts of Narrawarren and suburbs around the Dandenong Ranges without power due to heat. Holy moly. That's really unfortunate, Hayden. Hope you're doing alright. Yeah, that does happen. The providers there, the electricity providers, do sort of run out of the power grid struggle on those hot days with those air conditioners. But hopefully you're able to survive the night. The night is always the hardest when it's hot, at least in my opinion. Trying to fall asleep comfortably is incredibly difficult.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the support there. And that cute little ball of light there, that's the Fiji Airways A380.
Yeah, good evening. Call 494.
Operating as FJ915 from Nandi. Not as often that you see the A330 at night, I don't think. It's more the 737 MAX that does the service. And Anton loves the view that we have tonight. That's awesome. Glad you like the view, Anton. We like it too. On screen now, you're going to have Qantas flight QF750 coming in from Adelaide to 737-800. Just about to complete the 1.5 hour journey. And looks like the rush is about to begin, Max. The Etihad 777 is now live. And so is ANA pushing back. And the Qantas A380 going off to Tokyo. Formerly a 747. Always hard to sort of revert back to that. Hayden, that's no good at all. The estimated power restore at 4:30. It's going to be a long night, mate. Really do feel for you. Hopefully you can get some ice packs and cool yourself down throughout the night. Stay comfortable. Beautiful view there, with Brighton in the back. And the dark bit there that has no light whatsoever, that's the water. It's the bay. And this is the exact same spot that we came up to a couple of days ago when we streamed. Just give us 1 second, guys.
Sorry about that, guys. We just had a battery problem. We've had it on charge, but for some reason it decided to die on us. So we've swapped the batteries out, so it should be all good for now.
that keeps us going.
182, wind 020 degrees, 90 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
It's probably the dodgy battery, Max. Remember we had that one out of like the 5 that was just dodgy and would not charge properly?
Yeah. I think it was that one for sure.
Yeah, I'll put that one aside. On approach there, you're going to have Virgin Flight VA544 coming in from the Gold Coast. It would almost be the milk run from here. It's only an hour away.
Not as frequent though as the Melbourne-Sydney route.
And Chris, no, we're not actually live from the tower. We're up here at the domestic car park, right beside the domestic terminal. It's usually our good friends Tim and Kurt who do the live streams from the ATC tower.
987, Sydney Tower.
And a bit of parallel action there. This arrival is going to be ZL182 coming in from Melbourne, the actual milk run. 737-800 and about to touch down there on runway 34 left.
25 heavy, Sydney Tower.
Good day, Black Star, thanks for tuning in. And Haz asks, how's the view of the domestic terminal? Surprisingly not the best, considering the car park is around the domestic terminal. It's not the best view in the world. Pretty good if you want to look down a certain taxiway of the Virgin terminal, but aside from that, it's pretty obstructed. Making its way down to the very end of the runway as well. It's going to be our first international departure, and that's going to be the Qantas A380 going off to Tokyo, starting off the night rush as QFA 25. Certainly is a shame seeing this flight back and not a 747. But nonetheless, great to see the service has resumed.
So 987, wind 360 degrees, 8 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
34 left, that's 987.
And our good friend TriStar Darren has joined us here tonight, saying, "G'day fellas, great to see you live streaming at night in Sydney." Thanks so much, mate. Definitely great to finally do. We've been wanting to do this since the beginning of the trip, and finally found the right night to do it. And Back says the Etihad flight has just pushed back as well, so it's about to get very, very busy.
25, line up, runway 34 left.
And we are planning to be here all the way up until curfew, which is about 11 PM. So do stay tuned as we have a great show in store for you guys tonight.
Natal 2475, good evening, that's 34 left.
475 heavy, Sydney Tower, good evening.
NBA time says gotta go, but thanks for the streams. Matt and Max definitely made my day 100% better.
It's 25,
No
runway
worries at
34
all.
left.
Very glad we can lighten up your day. Really do appreciate that, and thanks for tuning in today. It's been awesome to have you over on Matt's channel and now on my channel.
475, wind 360 degrees, 9 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Alright, so that corner C 330 is QF25 to Tokyo. It's now rolling in runway 34 left.
Just 25, contact departures, good day.
And there it goes, embarking on its late night journey. And next up we will have another 3-4 left arrival. This is going to be Thai Airways Flight 475 arriving in from Bangkok. The 777-300. Just find the light as to where it is. There it is on your screens now.
Flight 475, gate rapid exit Alpha 2, contact ground 126, decimal 5. None.
Alpha 2 and 126, decimal 5. 125,
At 7354, Sydney Tower.
And Oskar asking there, do you have the coffee from the earlier super chat? We've already got our coffee. We had it a little bit earlier to get our energy levels a little bit up for this night stream. And our brain's working for sure. So we've already devoured those. They went down pretty quickly. And JDSTG is Thai Airways, the call sign for Thai. Thai Airways makes its way towards the international terminal, and in the back there you can see that Etihad 777 has made a move and is on taxi down to runway 34 left for its departure off to Abu Dhabi. And next up we have QF7354 arriving in from Melbourne, the Australia Post 737-300 freighter.
I love some of these little classic 737 freighters that fly around Australia. For toll, for Qantas freight, they're all really, really cool. And quite tricky to get as well. A lot of them will operate at night at most places. And tonight is no exception here. Only one problem with these things is they just don't have tail lights. Ever. Whether it's a design flaw, or if they they burnt out years ago and they're like, nah, we're not replacing that. And JD, absolutely, the Paul planes can land in Sydney. There's no reason why they can't. In fact, we did have some repatriation flights back in 2020 with Nepal Airlines, which was always cool to see. I think we had maybe 1 or 2 in total, along with a few other airports in Australia.
Check Star 534, Sydney Tower.
See that Freight Australia Post sticker there.
And good day, Bobby Wong. Thanks for tuning in, mate, for our late night show here at Sydney Airport.
We've also got All Nippon Airways on the move.
7354 left,
Going to be heading off to Tokyo, back home.
We do too, the night rush is on its way, and look, the Emirates A380 Max is pushing back as well.
Perfect. So the night rush is just getting started. So as we said, we've got about an hour of streaming just to catch all these departures. We thought it would be a cool little addition to the trip. With the
absolutely.
the main show tomorrow morning at 6 AM Australian Eastern Time. It's going to be great fun.
But in the meantime, we thought it would be cool to see how a night stream would perform here. You know, with the Australian time zones, it's never the best. You know, that a lot of our wonderful viewers are asleep in the afternoon and evening here in Australia. So if you are enjoying the stream, do make sure to show your support, hit that like button. Max will appreciate it incredibly. And it will also let us know if more night streams are going to be doable in the near future. If you guys enjoy it, we will keep doing them.
Sydney Tower, ordering for 880 heavy, heavy.
Olympian 880 Heavy, Sydney Tower. Good evening.
So next on arrival on runway 34 left is JQ534, the A320-200 arriving in from Melbourne. And on 34 right, shortly after, bit of a almost parallel arrival, we'll have VA988 arriving in from Brisbane for Virgin Australia.
Almost San Francisco style. And good day, Scott. Thanks for tuning in. Scott says, up bright and early here. I love both this and the early morning. That's awesome, Scott. Certainly do love this, but I don't know how much I love an early morning. Glad you can take one for the team there.
455 line up, runway 34 left.
Runway 34 left, thank you. 455.
And William says he's going to be down there at Sheps Mount tomorrow at 6 and asks for us to give him a wave. Well, we hate to disappoint, but we're not going to be down there at Sheps tomorrow. We're going to be checking out the pier at Botany Bay. Should give us a great little view of the runway 34 left and right arrivals, which is the main focus of tomorrow morning's show.
Runway 34 left, clear
And
for takeoff.
departures as well.
And departures, we still can get a few, we can definitely get all the 3-4 right departures and even the 3-4 left departures as well, I think. So it should be fantastic, all-round great spot.
Got the double trouble Jetstar there as the A320 that we've just had on screen arrives in from Melbourne. And Has says, it looks like you guys are going to get the 2 A380s. Absolutely we will. Both the Emirates and the Qatar, both departing. Emirates has already pushed back. Qatar will be shortly afterwards, hopefully not too far away. Alright, so on roll now on 34 left. We have the Etihad 777 EY455. This is going to Abu Dhabi.
Runway 34 left, with left.
Left playback on 722.
Etihad 455, contact departures, good night.
Good night, Etihad 455.
There it goes, banking to the left as it heads up towards Abu Dhabi.
City target, lost the 891.
Lost the 891, Sydney Tower, good evening.
And looks like that ANA 787 is going to be stopped from departing as we have an arrival on 34 left. And this arrival is going to be QF7221 arriving in from Adelaide. It's going to be a Bay 146-300.
Station Sydney Station Kilo is now current changes. Curfew restrictions apply from time 1145. Cabo OK. Information Kilo.
So this time of night is when all of this sort of freight stuff starts to trickle in. A lot of these Bay aircraft will do their freight operations. And funnily enough, a fun fact about Sydney Airport is that most of you will probably be aware about Sydney Airport's 11 PM to 6 AM curfew. But the Bay aircraft can still fly at any time. So most of them will do their freight operations overnight in the late hours because of the they're quiet enough to allow for a lack of disruption, because the main reason that Sydney Airport has that curfew is because of the disruption that it causes to the houses in the flight path, as it is a city airport. Looks like that ANA is also going to be stopped once again as we have another arrival, VA891 operating as a milk run from Melbourne, the 737-800. Touching down now on runway 34 left. And Scott says, digging this night view, well done. Thank you so much, Scott. It is an awesome view to have the night shift stream going on. Not something we've really been able to do, as unfortunately with Melbourne, the night operations are quite limited, and as well with the new runway sort of things that they're doing runway checks and maintenance every night for quite a few months. So they closed the main runway, so you can only do all the operations at runway 27 and 09, which is the shorter runway, which is a bit harder to stream for. So never really get the chance to do the night stream at Melbourne, but we have done a bit of a night stream at Brisbane when we were up there, myself and Matt, about a month ago, and now it's awesome to be able to have the opportunity to do a Sydney stream. So there's that Virgin 737 arriving in from Melbourne. And now we'll have that All Nippon Airways 787 that's going to be heading out to Tokyo. That should be departing in just a moment. You can see there with the lack of lights, but its beacon flashing brightly as it turns onto runway 34 left. G'day Aussie Pete, hope you're doing well. And Sam, the last flight will be around 10:50 to 10:55. We'll get the last takeoff. So we've got about an hour left. Alright, here we go, guys.
wind 010 degrees, 9 knots, runway 34 left, land. Nippon 880, contact departure today.
Scott saying, never knew that Sydney had the curfew. Yes, every single night, 11 PM to 6 AM, that curfew comes in place. So unfortunately, that 24/7 stream that you guys talked about is not possible here, as it would be absolutely dead during those times. Just be hearing us talking and seeing absolutely no action for a long time. And Robert, that is correct. It is due to the fact that it is a city airport. So with lots of houses around, there's noise complaints and whatnot. So they do have to shut it at a certain time, and they can only open it up at a certain time in the morning. So that's why at places like Melbourne Airport, there's no curfew, because there's a lack of houses under the flight path. At a city airport like this, where there's plentiful houses around the area, I'm sure it can get very, very annoying for people when it could be like 1 AM and you're at Emirates A380 flying over your house. You're not going to get much sleep. So over there, just in the back of that frame just before, is that Emirates A380 that's going to be taxiing down at runway 34 left as it heads off to Dubai. Going to be operating as EK413. And Hayden with another $2 super chat says, "Hey Max, I've upgraded to a Boeing 747 Queen class member." Thank you so much, Hayden, for the donation, and as well as upgrading to a 747 Queen class member. I didn't get the notification, so I think maybe you did it outside of the stream. But if not, and it didn't come up, sorry about that. Usually we do get the notification. But thank you so much for becoming a 747 Queen class member. That's truly awesome. You get the highest of honors and the highest of perks here at Aviation Videography, and your support is absolutely amazing. Once again, can never thank you enough for all your support. So thank you so much. And Tyler asks, how would it work if a plane was arriving and was delayed till around 1 AM? Well, they can land, they're allowed to land, but it will cost them a hefty fine. So a lot of airlines will choose to divert, possibly down to Melbourne or something like that.
I did hear that the fine was $500,000.
Right.
Don't quote me on it. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but that's what I heard. And generally they'll avoid delays. Before the plane takes off, they roughly know what time they're going to be landing.
Yeah.
And if it's after 11 PM, they'll actually prefer to keep the plane on the ground at the origin and delay the flight until the curfew opens. Or curfew lifts, I guess I could say.
Absolutely. And yeah, if there is a takeoff as well and it's past the curfew, it won't go unless it wants to pay that hefty fine. So you'll see as we get towards the end of the stream, if aircraft haven't left but want to get out quickly, especially from that international terminal, they'll probably let them go off runway 16, off 16 right, due to the fact that the taxi time down to runway 34 left is a good 5 to 10 minutes, and it's a waste of time when you've got $500,000 on the line.
Coming in there, we have Jetstar flight JQ769 arriving from Adelaide, an A320-200, being completely dwarfed by that A380 that's waiting at the end of runway 34 left. And Rogue, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Really do appreciate it, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the show. Looks like they plan to keep that Emirates there until the next arrival has touched down. Got all the lights off.
But that beacon is shining brightly there.
Sure is. For the meantime, I think it's going to be plane spotting.
Taking a few photos of the Virgin Australia 737-800 arriving in from Hobart as VA1537. And I'm Fireball says it was 150,000 fine to take off after 11 PM a few years ago. I wonder if it's different for takeoffs and landings. I wonder if a landing is worse. I don't know.
With the reverse thrusters.
Yeah.
Extra 350k fine.
Yeah, literally.
Going over a certain amount of decibels.
And Caesar, the local time is 10:01 PM, just about to hit 10:02.
You can also see that displayed on the bottom right hand side of the screen. We have a little clock there in the 24-hour format.
And Mark saying, hi Max, very early in Ontario. Just coming up on 6 AM. Thought I would drop in to see a last bit of your show. It looks interesting. Your camera works well. Thank you so much, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Glad that you are able to tune in so early in the morning. Got up and hopefully got a cup of joe to kickstart your morning. But thank you so much for tuning in early. Got an awesome awesome stream going here so far. I've been streaming for about 45 minutes now. Just gone by very quickly. And we've got an hour left until that 11 PM curfew hits and all the planes come to a halt for the night and go to sleep. And then we'll be back here for when curfew opens at 6 AM and everything starts to trickle in for another big day of plane spotting.
And Emirates looks like it's lit up and will be getting ready to depart. That's not the only A380 of the stream. We also have an Emirates A380 arriving, and the Qatar A380 has just pushed back. Hawaiian's also lit up, so the night rush really is underway.
And Anton says conga line at 11 PM. That's correct. They all get into a bit of a conga line towards the end when they especially if they're delayed, and some of those earlier ones that are supposed to take off in the next 15-20 minutes are delayed by half an hour, they all sort of line up and get ready to go. So about to depart now is that EK 380 flight 413 off to Dubai. So there it is on screen as it starts rolling now.
Sydney Tower, good day. Contact 198.
198, Sydney Tower, good day. Qantas 498, 10103, 9 knots, runway 34 left, clear to left. It's 5 Charlie Lima, contact departure.
1 Charlie Lima, good day.
Goes making that left-hand bank just like the Etihad did as it heads off to Dubai. Beautiful beautiful image there. And down at the end of the runway there is China Airlines flight 52. That's going to be heading off to Taipei, the A350-900. And Scott questions the morning show. Yes, we have a morning show tomorrow morning at 6 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So it's currently 10 PM. We'll be live in 8 hours time as we catch the morning rush. It's going to be an awesome show. We'll stream for about 5.5 hours till about 11:30, 12 o'clock when that SQ380 lands. Very excited for that. It's already scheduled, so make sure you go over and hit the stream live before it even starts. And Jessica says, hi guys, so happy you'll be streaming my brother take off around 7 AM, sorry. I can't wait to watch. Sounds absolutely awesome. Hopefully we'll be catch a good shot of the takeoff there. Let us know the flight number, so we can possibly, if I do remember, give a shout out. That'll be awesome to catch. And thank you so much for tuning in. And Paul says, hi Matt, greetings from sunny freaking England. Sadly it works, I can't join the chat and watch it, but we'll look forward to watching it later. I love night spotting, have a great stream all. Thank you so much, Matt will appreciate that. It's just over there filming some 4K footage for the main channel, Aviation, the big channel. But he's up here helping me out with the night streaming, as we tend to usually be on each other's streams. And Tyler says the Qantas route delivery is estimated to arrive at 11:03. Hopefully it gets in a few minutes earlier than that. Alright, here we go guys.
expand.
Very elegant departure there from the China Airlines A380 heading off home to Taipei. And next up we have the Singapore Airlines Cargo 747-400 freighter that's just about to get down to the end of runway 34 left as SQ7298 heading off to Auckland. But before that we'll have an arrival on 34 left. It is going to be JQ flight 427 arriving in from the Gold Coast. And Mark with a $5 super chat says, hey Max, if a plane is going to be late and they are not likely to make curfew, are they likely to take the big fine or divert to another airport? I would say they are a lot more likely to divert, considering it's going to be a lot cheaper than taking that big $500,000 fine.
Unless you're Emirates. They've been known to be the only airline in the past that's actually taken the fine. The only ones.
It's an expensive flight. But thank you so much for your donation. Really do appreciate that, Mark. That truly means a lot. Very, very generous of you here tonight, so thank you so much. So yes, make sure you get those 747 stickers in the chat, as that SQ Cargo 74 is our next departure here.
That's it. Put those 747 stickers in the chat like Max just said there. And the night rush really is in full swing as we have the Qatar A380 taxiing over now to runway 34 left. Hawaiian is tracking very close behind it with their A330. A great little exotic carrier there. And Singapore Airlines is getting ready for departure now that the Jetstar A320 has arrived. It's now slowly making its way over there to runway 34 left.
There it is, down the end of the runway. Perfect to see all those 747 stickers in the chat.
427, contact ground now, 121.7, good day. 121.7,
Just saw Bart is in the chat. Thank you so much, Bart, for tuning in. And yes, gotta love the nighttime stream. Gotta love a bit of a night rush. It's always a great rush here at Sydney. Out here spotting every night until 11 PM. This night rush is just unmissable. Sorry guys, just fixing the camera here.
7298, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff. So take off, runway 34 left, 447 is loaded it is.
Alright, we await its departure, just sitting there on the runway. Looks like it's starting to make a move.
LuxFay, Sydney Tower, good day. Contact departure. 04798.
Beautiful departure there by that Singapore Airlines cargo 747 freighter as it heads off to Auckland. A little bit of a later departure than I expected from the Singapore cargo, considering the last couple of ones we've seen taking off on 34 left have gone off a little bit earlier. But nevertheless, it was a great departure. And I'm Fireball says in 2012 Emirates ignored the curfew multiple times and got a massive fine. Yeah, they've really been that only airline that's not really cared about the that massive fine. It's definitely not worth it, I think, but each airline to their own, I guess. And Oskar says, you will be tired tomorrow at 6 AM during the stream. Get well sleep. You will be tired for a whole day tomorrow. Do not stress about that. We will get as much sleep as possible. As soon as this stream ends in about 45 minutes time, we'll head straight to the hotel, grab some sleep, and head out to the spot tomorrow morning. So we've got 2 departures getting ready to go. We've got the Qatar A380. So another whale taking off here. QR909 going off to Doha. And then we also have the Hawaiian A330-200 that's going to be heading off to Honolulu. The A330-200. So a couple of awesome departures here. And Croatia Bend asking what channel will the morning rush be on. That will be on this channel on Aviation Videography. It is already scheduled, so if you go onto the Aviation Videography YouTube channel and go under the live tab, you will see the scheduled stream all ready for tomorrow morning. Ready to go to catch all of the morning arrivals and takeoffs we can get. Captain SL says Jaffa Jet will be here in about 40 minutes. Perfect, we should be able to see that one as well, which would be awesome. I believe our last departure of the night will be the DHL 767. It's scheduled at the moment for about a 10:50 departure, which means it will probably take off on runway 16. As it probably won't have the time to get all the way down. And Mark asking, what is the nearest airport to Sydney for diversions? Would it be Melbourne or a closer airport? Depending on where it's coming from, the majority will go to Melbourne. As it's the bigger airport, it's got the capacity for some of those extra night aircraft, especially if it's like a 380 or a 777 or a Dreamliner. But you've also got Canberra. For some of the smaller ones that would be later. Definitely a lot of domestic ones would probably head to Canberra as it's a bit closer. But it's really just depending on what air traffic control wants, I think. I don't think it's always set in stone of where they'll go, but I would say that the majority would go to Melbourne or Brisbane as well. You've got Brisbane as an option, especially if it's coming from somewhere overseas. So those morning arrivals as well will will tend to circle around if they've got to land, especially if they've got to land over the city. If they're landing over the water, they can land before 6 AM. That's another thing as well for arrivals. I believe that there's a bit of a window between like 5 AM and 6 AM. If they're landing over the water on 3-4 left, I believe they are allowed to arrive. And I don't think they'll get fined because it's less of a disturbing arrival. But either way, guys, let's catch this Qatar Airbus A380 that's now rolling on runway 34 left.
Contact dispatch. Hey.
And there goes the Qatar A380 heading home to Doha. And next up we will have the Hawaiian A330. That is just turned onto runway 34 left as well. So yet another departure here on the stream. And there it is. Just waiting for its takeoff clearance. Unless it already was given takeoff clearance. I couldn't hear the air traffic control there. And YHA says, hi, do you live spot every day on this channel? Not every day, unfortunately. That would be a lot of effort if we were to stream every day. But we definitely stream as much as possible, so we don't have a specific schedule. We do stream, and we do give you guys at least about sort of a day's notice, or 12 hours notice, 6 hours notice if we're going to be streaming, depending on when we decide. It's usually dependent on weather, or if we're on trips, we're more likely to stream more often. But not every day for sure. I wish I had the energy to do that. And Mark says, thanks Max, I appreciate your responses. Liked for sure. You, your helpers and moderators put on a great show. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate the kind words there. That really means a lot. And yeah, it's an awesome show. We're really glad that people enjoy it. Because without you guys, this wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't be here. And no worries about the responses. Always happy to answer anyone's questions. Awesome departure there from the Hawaiian A330. And yet another heavy is on the move. We've got the Scoot 787 Dreamliner heading off to Singapore, just on the move over there on your screen now. And Aussie Pete, thank you so much for tuning in. Get your well-needed rest. Thank you so much. Appreciate you you being here. Hope you have a great night. And SK saying the Korean Air is scheduled to land at Sydney Airport at around 7:25 AM tomorrow morning, delayed by about 30 minutes, and the Asiana A380 is also scheduled to arrive delayed. Well, that is no stress at all. Yeah, they were I think they're a little bit delayed today as well. I think the last few days Asiana hasn't been fully on time.
Yeah, they tend to arrive a little bit late. The Asiana in particular, that always goes out late as well.
Especially the 380.
Yeah, since switching it to the 380.
But we will definitely have them both on the stream, 100%.
Absolutely. We're going to get a great view of those arrivals tomorrow morning. I mean, we can't miss it, Max. We have the Asiana 380 as the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's it.
Be clickbait otherwise. Definitely looking forward to that. A lot of cool arrivals planned for tomorrow as well.
And YR asking, do Lion Air still fly to Australia? Not specifically Lion Air.
The Lion Air group do.
The Lion Air group do, with Batik air flights that we have from Denpasar. The 737 MAX flights they send, but we don't specifically get the Lion Air aircraft here in Australia.
So we do have a couple of cool movements for tomorrow morning's stream. The Etihad at 777, the new livery, is coming in at about 10 to 7 in the morning, and also the Emirates 50th year livery is going to be coming in tomorrow morning as well. The A380 at about 7:30 AM. Certainly a great little addition for the morning rush, keeping it nice and special.
And Tyler says, I really hope a Korean carrier begins flights to Melbourne, whether it's Korean Air, Asiana, or even T-Way. Yeah, we agree. We were just talking about that today. We were wondering which one we reckon will be first. And we think it'll be T-Way. I think the other two are a bit bogged down with aircraft and flights. I think T-Way might start off the market for Melbourne.
Sometimes all it takes is a budget carrier to start the flights, get
That's
the interest sparked, and the premium airlines will start rolling in.
Absolutely. So we'll wait and see on that one. We'll hopefully not too far away from seeing a Korean carrier down in Melbourne.
That's it. Rumour has it that they are in talks with a Korean carrier about starting sole flights. When? I don't know. Probably, I'm going to say sometime this year.
I reckon next year.
You reckon next year?
Yeah.
Could be. There's no firm dates or anything. All of the rumours, they're in talks. But that could mean anything, really. That could even mean Jin Air. The 777s.
Yeah, could do.
Now that one I'd go crazy about.
And just popped up on radar is the AirAsia A330-300 heading off to Kuala Lumpur, wearing the 10 Exciting Years livery. That'll be a great catch for the stream, departing very, very shortly.
I'd say it's an exciting catch.
And welcome in, Jim. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Great to have you here.
Also just waiting as well for the Cathay Pacific 777 to push back along with the Malaysia A330. I believe I can see that the Malaysia 330 has a tug on it. And I think the Cathay is also parked up at the front there too. Can't see if there's a tug on it or not, but hopefully that pushes back really soon, otherwise it's going to be filing for a 1-6 departure. It's got about 10 minutes to push back, I think. Just going to see on the website here if it can tell me what runway it's going to go to, just so we can get a forward idea of whether it's going to go before 10:45 or after.
Yeah, we never know. I'm assuming we'll see a couple of 1-6 right departures tonight.
Yeah, we definitely will.
2-1 heavy, Alpha 6 please.
2-1 heavy.
It's an awesome view up here from the P3 car park, getting a nice view there on your screen of that Sydney Airport Tower, as a lot of people have nicknamed it the giant water slide. It's definitely one of the coolest towers, one of the more edgy towers you'll get around the world.
Yeah, certainly more on the well-known side.
But it is it's absolutely beautiful up here. I could sit here and watch the views all night. Looks like that Cathay will use 1-6 possibly later on. A bit delayed, unfortunately. But yeah, I could absolutely sit up here and, you know, the sky is absolutely empty at the moment. It's a beautiful view. Could sit up here all night watching the lights and the planes. Unfortunately, as we said, that curfew is very, very frustrating. It will stop all the movements, but we get what we can get. Scoot is on the move, guys. Here we go.
Connect smash.
And there it goes, making that left-hand bank.
.330 kind of stuck up there.
Yeah, it did. We had an A380 departure just there, just missed it. Too far to the left there. Unfortunately, that A330 using 3-4 right, but the scoot I think was more important.
Yeah, definitely scoot is the more interesting catch.
So next up, that's going to be using runway 34 left. We have the Toll Aviation 737-400 freighter heading off to Melbourne. It's going to rotate nice and early.
Watch it take a sharp left right there and go to 3-4 right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's doing it. Or it could just go very, very short.
Or it could do that.
We will wait and see. We'll pan across to have a look at what it's doing.
Let's stalk it there. And Hayden saying, Matt and Max, you guys have had a very busy day. We certainly have had a busy day. Starting nice and early for our morning stream on my channel, HD Melbourne Aviation. Then regrouping, getting things ready for tonight's stream. And then we got another early start tomorrow as well to do the main show here on Aviation Videography. Looks like we've lost that Toll 737.
Yes, unfortunately, that's going to go down to 3-4 right, which is okay. We will don't look like we have a international disruption, so we'll be able to catch it there over on 3-4 right. The beautiful view of the runway lights there.
And it looks like
you go first.
no, after you.
Jessica asking, I'm wondering if anyone can help me out here. I have a flight to Brisbane and it says that the flight time is 2 hours and 10 minutes, but my departure time is 7:10 and apparently my arrival time is 8:10. I can tell you exactly how that is. If you'd be flying from Melbourne or Sydney, no, you're flying from Melbourne if it's 2 hours. And is that already down at the end of the runway?
I think that's another one. That's a different freighter.
We'll be able to catch that as well. It's because of the time difference. So up in Brisbane they don't have daylight savings, so there is a bit of a time difference. There's a 1 hour time difference. Brisbane is 1 hour behind, so it says
very true.
you will leave at 7:10 Melbourne time, and then 2 hours later is obviously 9:20 Melbourne time, but because Brisbane is 1 hour behind, it means you'll land at 8:20 Brisbane time.
That's correct, yep. Looks like that's the Airwork 737.
I believe it's headed off to Auckland.
Going off to Auckland, yeah. Blue engines there at the tail. And John, thanks for subscribing there, mate. John Watson. Appreciate that. Don't sweat it, Jessica. I completely forget every year that Brisbane don't do daylight savings. And I was actually talking to Max about the same thing when I was going up to do the streams with him at the end of last year. I was even saying, oh, I'm probably going to get there too late. He reminded me, no, you're going to land like an hour earlier than you're expecting. So it's a very easy mistake to make, so don't stress about that. And Anth, yeah, Air China will be coming to Melbourne. I'm pretty sure 1st of February is when they return to the Beijing services, starting at 3 times a week, and it will be operated by A330s. AirAsia's making its way out there. We're in the 10 exciting years livery.
Absolutely. Alright, don't be alarmed guys, I'm just going to move the tripod a little bit, so it's going to shake a little bit, so don't stress. There's no earthquake.
You're prone to motion sickness, look away.
Yeah. Just going to move it to the other side, so it's a little bit more comfortable for filming. Because at the moment I'm bending my entire body sideways to film.
Max, I've got to say, it's far more comfortable at night to do the streams. Like, we don't have the sweltering sun to worry about.
Oh yeah, I'm not getting burnt to a crisp.
Not getting burnt to a crisp.
Which is nice for once.
I'm so burnt that my shirt actually hurts wearing. Like the second shirt I've got on to try and protect me from the sun. The long sleeve is just not working. It's kind of like rough, scratchy material, so.
Oh gosh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's not a fun experience. Wouldn't recommend. And I lathered sunscreen on too, so go figure. Sydney sun is too strong. And Oskar saying amazing night departures for 3-4 right, better than 3-4 left. It's definitely a cool view, I think.
I'd say it's definitely a better view, but all the more exciting stuff does go to 3-4 left. I had to think about that one for a second.
Yeah, the left and the right, it does trip you up a little bit. I think I was saying 3-5 right at the start. I was thinking about Canberra.
Oh yeah.
And Tyler could not agree more. We really do need A&A down there in Melbourne. And it looks like Malaysia's got the beacon on. Could possibly be the last departure out of 3-4 before they send the last batch of 116.
Expedite vacating, please. 1010 degrees 8 knots from my 3-4 left, clear to land.
On your screen now, you've got toll flight TFR22 heading over to Melbourne. 737-400 freighter. Also a classic 737, which is really cool to see. They're known to be nocturnal birds in Australia. You don't see these 737 freighters operating during the daytime too often. We get a great view of it there as it begins to fly over us at the Beaver car park. Oskar reminded me, yes, USA 359. Oopsies. Good day, MJ Scanlon Photography, tuning in from Memphis. Caught us at a great time, mate, because we are getting towards the last 20 minutes of the stream, including the night rush. I do wonder if that Malaysia Airlines is going to take 3-4 for us.
You'd hope so.
We really do, don't we? That's a negative. MH is going to be using 1.6.
Oh.
Just filed.
That's not good, but it is 10:40. There's only 20 minutes left.
That's it. And I'm pretty sure after 10:45 they need to take off towards the water. It's the period between 10:45 and 11.
Yep.
There's no fine, but they still have to abide by the noise abatement laws. Bit
That
of a
is
shame.
correct. And on your screen now, guys, is Virgin Australia Flight 562 arriving in from Perth. The 737-800.
Excellent stuff. And making a very hasty entrance onto runway 34 left to try and not have to pay a fine is the AirAsia A380 D7289 off to Kuala Lumpur.
34 heavy, Sydney South Gate.
There it is, just down the end of the runway there.
Two 289, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff. Runway 219, clear for takeoff, runway 36.
I'll just pan across for you guys. Sorry, just fixing some things up with the setup. And there it is. That is D7289 off to Kuala Lumpur. Just starting to roll down. Here we go, guys.
Expedite, line up runway 34 left. Fire 6, line up runway 34 left, runway 13, 28 o'clock.
There it goes. Beautiful departure there.
239, contact departure.
Move the tripod again. I'm just trying to get in a good spot for the rest of these takeoffs.
34, runway 34 left, clear for immediate takeoff. Clear for immediate takeoff, 34 left.
So bear with me as the camera will shake around just a little bit. next up we have the DHL 777 freighter K4834 heading to an unknown location.
Connie 834, thanks for that. Contact departures.
Alright, thank you. Order departure, Connie 834. Good night.
Hello, good evening, Emirates A380 Super established, GLS 34 left, 8 miles. Papa Super Sydney Tower. Any chance to vacate the Golf Emirates A380
So on radar we have that Malaysia Airlines A330-300 as well as the DHL 767-300 freighter. We'll pan across to that DHL. We'll have a look at, there's a couple of 3-4 left arrivals though. We've got the Jaffa Jet in next, the A320-200 arriving in as JQ570 from Launceston. And behind that is the Emirates A380-800 from Dubai, EK414.
G'day, Tesla 2 Heavy. 2 Heavy, Sydney Tower, g'day. Will be quite a wait there. We've got quite a few inbound for 3-4 left, so I'll give you an update where I can. It's probably at least 15 minutes, maybe 20. Excellent.
So here is the Jaffa Jet A320-200. You can just see the all orange there on the tail light.
Oh yes, unmistakable.
And Hayden has gifted one aviation videography membership to Miss Wolves 13. Thank you so much, Hayden, for gifting that membership. Absolutely incredible of you. Really do appreciate that. That is some amazing support. And Miss Wolves 13, welcome to the AV family, and thank you so much to Hayden there. Make sure you say your thank yous to him.
Alpha, vacate at Golf 1010 degrees 8 knots. Runway 34 left. Clear to land. Clear to land 34 left, Emirates 8, Papa, Alpha vacating vehicles.
And g'day Sydney Skies, hope you're well.
Thanks for tuning in, mate. Here at your home base tonight.
Yes.
Emirates A380 is getting close to that touchdown point.
Yeah, top 41 ready. Top rate 41, Tower, g'day. You're probably already aware it's going to be quite a wait for you, at least probably 30 to 40 minutes, depending how arrivals and then departures from the other runway go. Okay, thanks.
These guys, the EK A380 now arriving here on runway 34 left.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately, we've got to get all the departures that go off 16 right away before we can use 16 left. It's just a rule, so there will be a wait, sorry.
41, why didn't we take 16 right then?
41, I'm unaware, sorry.
That offered the choice for that. If that's the case, we'll taxi back to 16 right now.
Etihad just South 536.
South 536, Sydney Tower, good day. Oh, freight 41, I've been told that it's not available, so have you got any questions? This frequency is probably not the ideal one.
Negative, I didn't have any, but full informed is all I'm asking for, which we won't. Thanks anyway.
I'll pass that on. Tape up Alpha, contact ground 126.5.
So that curfew is about to hit. We've got 10 minutes left until the Sydney curfew takes place.
Sounds to me like it's time for me to go get the car.
Yeah, pretty much. And it looks like they're going to use 16 for a lot of those departures.
Absolutely they
But
are.
there's still a lot of aircraft heading down to runway 34.
Just past 536.
It's
1010 degrees, 7 knots.
going to be a very hectic 10 minutes. So strap in, guys, because it's going to be a wild sort of time.
That's it. Sydney is going to go out in a bang. By the looks of it.
It is going to be a bit of fireworks here.
Anyway, folks, I'm going to head off now. Get the transport all sorted. So we can get ready and get back to the hotel for tomorrow's stream. A very early start for us.
Absolutely.
Getting down to the pier. So I hope you all enjoyed. It's been a pleasure being up here, joining Max for the night rush, as viewed from the terminal or domestic airport side of Sydney. And what a great view it is up here on top of the P3 car park, particularly down the runway of 34 right. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning.
Perfect, no worries.
Until
We'll
then, I'm going to leave it in the very capable
Tower,
hands of Max.
7355.
7355, Sydney Tower.
And Anth asking why did we not get the A380 for Qatar Airways? It has already left. So we did grab it on the stream. We saw its takeoff, but unfortunately it's already left. Oh, not in Melbourne. I know there's due plans to get that going, but I don't know when that's going to happen, or if it will ever. We shall wait and see though. Hopefully Qatar does bring their A380s to Melbourne at some point, but for now they'll stick with their triples and 350s. Alright, so I believe what it looks like is everything is going to be heading to 16 right and 16 left now. Always alright with a bit of change, but you know, not always the nicest thing in the world, so.
Domination 140 approaching.
I think we're going to wait for this Qantas freight
Alpha 1 already.
737-300 freighter
Well,
arrival on
Sydney
runway 34 left, and then the 16 departures will start trickling out as they all await over at the top of the runway. We'll have some crossover and we'll take off on 16 left. And Oskar says, thanks for an amazing stream, guys. They are always good. Will you do more Sydney streams and more Sydney night streams? Absolutely. We've got one more lined up tomorrow morning at 6 AM Australian time. We've got the Sydney stream all planned and ready to go. It's all scheduled.
2355, wind 020 degrees.
So very excited for that.
Left, clear to land.
Tomorrow morning.
Clear to left,
And
clear to
we may
land.
possibly do a night stream
355,
tomorrow night.
looks like
We'll
it's
wait
choice.
and see.
Oh, which bay you've got tonight?
International 3.
So we've got 6 minutes until this curfew does decide to start.
Back out of Foxtrot, corner 7355. Sydney Tower, good evening, corner
Currently
655,
10:55 PM
heavy,
that curfew takes place.
ready.
655 heavy. Sydney Tower, good day.
Just a moment. Well, we've got a bunch of departures ready to go out. Once this Qantas freight does land here on runway 34 left, the runway operations will all kick in and these planes will go out one after the other. And that will wrap up our quick fire stream here. Just an easy couple of hour stream. I can already hear the heavies all over there, all moving. The big bullies all ready to go, waiting for this arrival to vacate the runway. Head over to the freight area. So unfortunately, with the view that we're at, it's not designed super well for 160 departures
345 ready.
in terms of the spooler.
345 Sydney.
The domestic terminal is very much in the way, as you can see there. You can see over there, there's that DHL 76
355.
patiently waiting for its departure. We've got 4 more minutes. They're really going to have to get going.
126.5.
Foxtrot, 9 Alpha, 126.5, corner 7355.
Good day down under Aviation and Trains. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Just as the stream is about to wrap up, we've got 3 minutes till curfew, and there's quite a few departures waiting to go. Got the DHL 76, the Malaysia A330, the Cathay 777-300. Wonder if the airlines will be fined or the the air traffic control. And down under Aviation and Trains, we're currently at the top level, level 10 of the P3 car park. So we are at the top level, the best view we can get for everything. So we got 2 minutes to go. Curfew still about to finish. We got the Cathay 777 there on the move as it heads up towards runway 16 right. That there is CX138. And we've hit to 200 likes. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that so much. That's awesome. 200 likes on a quick 200 2-hour stream. Thank you so much, everyone. That really means a lot.
Sydney Tower, good evening, course 927.
Course 927, evening, Sydney Tower. Wind 010 degrees, 6 knots, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 34 left, close 927.
So we've got 20 seconds until curfew shuts, and none of these planes have even attempted to depart, because we have another runway 34 arrival.
Car 10 down.
G'day, request to close runway 0725 for Nightworth.
And the arrival is in fact going to be the Qantas
Car
Retro
10,
Roux
standby.
arriving in from Cairns as QF927. And Fabian says goodnight to you everybody from Argentina. Thank you so much for tuning in from Argentina. The clock has struck 11 and none of these planes have even gone.
Yeah, I've got a 7222 ready.
Oh, 7222, 72.
There we go.
Car 10, was it the crossing runway?
Yep, 0725.
And runway 0725 released to you.
0725
And Anton says every aircraft will have a number to copy down.
Domestic 2, north of Charlie 2, and also
Yeah, they're all getting out to
Charlie
get their
between Golf
checkbooks out, I
and
think, if they're all getting fined for these late
Car 10, Roger,
departures.
domestic 2 released to you, and Charlie between Golf.
Alright, so we'll swing
and
round to
Kilo
runway 34
released to
left
you.
for this Retro Roux.
All closed as requested. Thank you, Captain.
And Anth, I totally agree. It would be awesome to have British Airways come to Melbourne, but unfortunately just operating to Sydney. No love to Melbourne, which is alright. One day, you never know. So there's that Retro Roux. Now touching down here on runway 34 left, just to create more hassles for those international departures or raring to go and get on their way.
Red 0 Bay 9, push approved, report ready to taxi. And just confirm that domestic Bay 9.
Confirm domestic Bay 9 and push back approved, report ready, Tug Red 0. Cafe 138.
Cafe 138, standby.
City ground, quarters 927 to about E6.
Course 927, ground taxi, cross runway 25, hold short of Charlie 1.
Cross 25, hold short of Charlie 1, quarters 927.
Cafe 138, the frequencies are combined now, so you can switch to tower if you're not already there.
1247.
1205.
205, okay, thanks. Any ground, Tug Red Sierra ready?
Tug Red Sierra, tow via Charlie, hold short of Foxtrot.
Charlie, hold short, Foxtrot, Tug Red Sierra.
And for the departures waiting, it's a dispensation aircraft landing in about 5 minutes, and then there's an air ambulance at time 1-2, followed by a Qantas jet right behind him, and then we'll be able to start firing departures. So it'll be a 10-minute delay from now.
I'm trying to listen to the air traffic control a little bit, but been focusing more on the film. Not 100% sure what's going on with all these delays, but they're continuing to stick around, as it's currently 5 past the curfew. Looks like they're now all slowly going to make their way onto runway 16, and we're going to see a big flush of departures, and as soon as all these go, we'll wrap up the stream. maybe not. Looks like we're getting another landing on runway 34 left. The Jetstar A320 200 arriving in from Avalon.
927, you can taxi Charlie 1 to base 6.
Charlie 1 to base 6, X close, 927.
I don't think it's weather, it's perfectly clear, lack of wind. I don't think it would be a weather thing, I just think there's just too many flights and air traffic control.
Tabret 0 to by Foxtrot, cross runway 34 left.
Christian saying,
That's
why would
Alpha and
they
Golf
land
to
the
54.
other runway parallel so the others could leave?
Foxtrot, cross runway 34 left, Alpha and Golf to base 54, Tug Red Sierra.
Make my life a little easier. Have much clearer mind. And Flair says, funny how I just woke up here in Canada. Yeah, the time difference is crazy, but we are. I think we're all ready for bed here. But we will keep going to get all these departures. Waiting. Some things to move. This Jetstar A320 arriving in.
Sydney powered at star 612.
Star 612 Sydney Tower, wind 020 degrees, 8 knots. Where are you parking? 49, you can roll through and vacate Bravo 3, runway 34 left, clear to land, taxi to the bay.
Bravo 3, taxi to the bay, clear to land at star 612.
So very crazy scenes here that we're getting. Definitely something else, I would say, that we've experienced before. Never seen it quite this bad after the curfew has shut. Usually once 11 PM hits, maybe there's one extra takeoff that was awaiting clearance, but that's about it. But tonight we've got plenty, and there's not much to show. There's not really much else taxiing around. We do have that arrival though of the Jetstar A320. We'll grab that in just a second. And Chris said, joys of a live feed. Thank you for staying, team. No worries at all. Very happy to stay and let the show continue until we get these departures gone. Just want all these international departures for the stream for you guys. But very happy to stay until they go. And Sam saying, cheers for the coverage tonight, guys. Dedication to be out at this time of night. It is very dedicated. I agree. And it's tough spotting at 11 PM when your eyes are getting a bit droopy. No, we're very happy to be here though. Alright, so here we go. This Jetstar A320 from Avalon's trying to steal the show. G'day HT Perth Aviation, thank you so much for tuning in. We expected the stream to be all wrapped up by now, but some things have changed with what's going on here at the airport, with lots of departures are waiting to go. So that's devilish Jetstar A320 that's caused all these delays has now landed. Hopefully we'll expedite off the runway and let these departures start going. But in the distance there in the air, I can see something else, a light, and I'm hoping that's not another arrival. It looks like it is another arrival. Oh god. Might be here for a while, guys.
293 Sydney Tower, good day.
Oh my gosh. Just pan back over to this Cathay, the most clear view aircraft we have at the moment. Where is it? There it is. My gosh, we've got more arrivals. We've got the Australian and New South Wales Ambulance Beach King Air 350 arriving here on runway 34 left, and then the Pioneer Australia Bay 146-300 arriving in from Brisbane. That's probably going to go to probably 34 left actually. Ooh, the camera shuffled across there. This is one. One hectic sort of, I don't even know what you call it.
293 vacate Golf, wind 010 degrees 7 knots, runway 34 left,
a
clear to
super
land.
chat.
Left, clear to land off on Golf.
Thank you so much, Matt. That means the world. It's just here 10 minutes ago. He's sent through a super chat. Thank you so much, Matt. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for the dedication. You deserve this for sticking it out later and still committing on the early morning show. Yes, no, very happy to commit to the late night rush. And let's hope I wake up. That's all I can say. I was hoping to be at the hotel by now. No, it's all good. It's definitely not what we expected, but it puts on a bit of a show. Puts on a little bit of something. So thank you so much, Matt. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, these arrivals are just causing some pain. Just what these departures. Alright, here is that Beach King arrival. I guess we got all the blame on the Jetstar 320 from Abbott. Wasn't the only aircraft that was causing some issues. Look at a couple of the international tails there that will sit there overnight. We also have the Brisbane arrival for the Pioneer. Yeah, I know, right, Mark? So much for diverting to another airport.
17JAN23,
Narrows, it's a little different.
Alpha 2, please, to the left. I got you for base 5.
Exemption, but I don't. I think when it's the airline's fault,
Runway
they
34
have
left,
to
clear to
divert somewhere else. I
Alpha
think
2,
this
34
time it's
left,
not
cleared
the
land on
airline's fault. I
17JAN23.
think it's just a airport fault. So I think they'll be given a bit of an exemption this time. I've never seen anything like this before. This is crazy. Yeah, the curfew's almost not useful at the moment. Really not useful. But yeah, I believe that's the other thing as well. Thanks for reminding me, Captain's High. If you get clearance before the curfew, you can still go after. I did forget about that. You can go afterwards if you've got clearance beforehand. But they have to wait for all these arrivals, and they're all parked up at 16 ready to go, and all these 3-4 arrivals are still happening. It's crazy. So here's that Pioneer Bay arriving in here to Sydney on 34 left. By the looks of the dark clouds over there, this should be the last arrival. So we can finally get the departures going.
17JAN23 will be definitely getting off Alpha 2. I need someone line up. 17JAN23, thank you. Test 2, line up, wait, runway 16 right.
Sounds like some movement over there.
Line up and wait, 16 right, Tasman. 17JAN23, thanks for that. Cross runway 25 on Alpha, and then taxi to Bay 5.
Let's hope the movement starts for real.
On Alpha, across runway 25, then Alpha to Bay 5,
runway
17JAN23. Tasman 2, tailwind 6, runway 16 right.
And Mark says, could this departing Cathay Pacific 777 be fine?
Back up
Or are
on
they
six.
okay? Because they're already
Right.
in the queue. Yeah, because they're already in the queue, they're fine. So as long as you've got the clearance, if they were to try and get clearance now, and they went, then they would be heavily fined. So here we go. I think we've got some aircraft on the move over here. Looks like DHL is going to be the first to go. It's lining up now on runway 16 as HJ2 heading off to Auckland. Finally, we've got some movement.
138, taxi around the corner to holding point Alpha 1.
Alpha 160, right, Kelly 1 3.
Here we go. Let's focus in over on it. There it is. Looks like we'll get a lot of the spool up as well. And there it goes. The departures have started. HJ2 off to Auckland.
Look at it.
That's saying air traffic control too loud. I haven't changed it, so it should be fine. But I'll have to turn it down.
Measure 140, runway 16 right.
As As you heard there, the clearance for Malaysia Airlines Flight 140 heading off to Kuala Lumpur, the A330-300. And there it is on your screens.
Lining up 16 right, Qantas 655.
There we go, departure number 2 there, the Malaysia Airlines A330 heading home to Kuala Lumpur. And Tyler saying good luck with your 5 hours of sleep. Feel free to postpone the morning stream if you need to rest from all these delays. We'll keep you guys in the loop if I do wake up and I need to delay the stream, probably by the most an hour till 7. I'll let you guys know. We should be okay. I had a pretty big sleep last night, so feeling pretty good at the moment. So next departure is going to be Qantas Airways 2655, departure off to Perth, the A330-200. And here that goes, starting to spool up on runway 16 right.
Can't in town.
Go ahead.
But you can't see it.
I'm on golf.
Thank you, just want to get ready. Cheers. I'll talk to you soon.
That one wasting no time at all. Departing a very, very early rotation there for that Qantas A330.
655, connect departure.
Departure's Qantas 655.
And next up, our final departure to finish off the stream is the Cathay Pacific 777-300 departing off to Hong Kong. Pretty much wasting no time at all, almost a turn and burn here. As it should appear in just a moment.
Cathay 138, tow 16, runway 16 right, clear for takeoff.
60 right, Cathay 138, thanks.
So put the 777s in the chat for this last departure here, to wrap up what has been one hectic night stream. Here it is, now appearing on your screen, ready to go. Flying home to Hong Kong to finish off a great day of plane spotting.
Break 41, line up and wait, runway 16 left.
Wait, 16 left, break 41.
In Golf into runway 16 right, across runway 25 and 16 right, 34 left is released to you.
Golf and 16 right, cross 07 and runway 16 right, triple left is now closed. Thank you. You can deselect all the lights from car 2 will get them reselected if you wish during the inspection.
And there it goes.
Contact departure.
97-138.
What an awesome departure there. Very professional
41.
there.
Tower 12, runway 16 left, clear for takeoff.
16 left, Alpha 8, 41.
And that there will wrap up the stream for tonight. A quick fire 2.5 hour stream, or 2 hours and 10-minute stream actually, which has been awesome and very hectic as the a lot of planes leaving very late there, 25 minutes late. Not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse. Thought we were going to be here till midnight with the way all those 3-4 arrivals were tracking. But it turned out to be very good in the end. So thank you to everyone for tuning in for the last couple of hours. It's been awesome to catch all of the hectic, crazy rush that Sydney just experienced. Lots of departures going. And a few pretty cool arrivals as well. And it doesn't stop there because in 6.5 hours, I will be live again tomorrow. I'm going to be down at the Port Botany boat ramp, known as the Mill Stream, doing a 5 to 6 hour stream down there, catching all the arrivals and departures on both runways. It's a great spot to stream from. It's already scheduled, so make sure you go in there, say good day, leave a like, and I will see you guys there at 6 AM. If it is delayed, I'll let you guys know, but it should be ready to go right on time. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all the support on the stream this evening, and we will see you all very, very soon. So a huge good night to me. This is the first time I've had to say that. Usually it's just saying enjoy the rest of your day. But good night from me. My name is Max, and it's been a pleasure to be your host on this aviation videography stream. I'll see you guys in the morning.